Hello, my friends. Welcome to this simple English podcast. Here, we learn real English in an easy way, with clear words and slow speaking, so you can understand everything and feel confident when you listen and speak. My name is Daniel, and today I want to talk about something that happens to many people, maybe even to you. Have you ever done something very small, but someone asked you, "Why did you do that?" And you started to explain and explain and explain until you felt tired or bad? I know that feeling very well because I used to do that all the time. I used to explain everything. I explained why I said no to friends, why I left a job, why I changed my mind, or why I needed to be alone. I always felt I needed to tell people the reason for everything I did. But not anymore. I have learned to stop explaining myself, and it has changed my life completely. In today's talk, I will tell you my story, what changed in me, why it changed, and how I learned to feel strong even when I say nothing. And while you listen, you will also learn English in a real, emotional, and easy way. So let's begin. There was a time in my life when I used to explain almost everything to everyone. When I said no to something, I gave long reasons. When I made a different choice, I told the whole story. When I needed some time alone, I felt bad about it, so I tried to make it sound okay. I did not talk too much because I liked talking. I did it because I was afraid. I was afraid people would not understand me. I was afraid they would think I didn't care. This habit didn't come all at once. It grew slowly, day by day, without me noticing. It started in school, continued at work, with my friends, and even with my family. People would ask simple questions like, "Why are you so quiet?" Or, "Why don't you want to come with us?" Or, "Why are you leaving early?" And I would always explain again and again. I explained to be polite. I explained to make others feel better. I explained because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But while I was doing that, something inside me was changing. Slowly, I lost my own voice. I stopped making choices for myself and started making choices that sounded good to others. And that made me tired. Not only tired in my body, but tired deep inside my heart. It's a special kind of tiredness that comes when you are not honest with yourself, when you give reasons that you don't need to give. One day, I remember clearly, I canceled dinner plans with some friends. I had a very long week, and I just wanted to rest. That's all. But instead of saying, "I need to rest," I wrote a long message with many reasons, almost like writing a small essay. And even after that, I still felt guilty. That's when I asked myself, why do I feel like I must explain everything? That small question changed everything for me. The real change started one Saturday. A friend called and invited me to a party. I was sitting at home, drinking tea, feeling quiet and peaceful. I didn't want to go anywhere. So I said, "No thanks, I'll stay home tonight." My friend paused and said, "Why?" Out of habit, I started to explain. I said, "Oh, I didn't sleep well. I have laundry to do and some work to finish." But while I was saying all that, I realized I was not telling the truth. I was not lying in a big way, but I was not being honest either. The real reason was simple. I just didn't want to go, and that should have been enough. That night, I wrote in my journal, "If I always need to explain myself for people to accept me, maybe they don't really accept me. They only tolerate me." That line hit me hard, but it was the truth. So I decided to change. But let me tell you, change is not easy. At first, it felt very heavy. When I stopped explaining myself, people noticed. Some asked, "Are you okay?" Some said, "You've changed." A few even joked, "Why are you so rude now?" That was hard for me to hear, because I wasn't rude. I was just quiet and clear. But people were used to the old me, the person who always explained, always said yes, and always gave long answers. So, when I became simpler and said less, they thought something was wrong. That was a testing time. Some days, I really wanted to go back to my old way, to explain everything again just to make everyone happy. But I stayed strong. I told myself that if people really cared, they would learn to understand the new me. And you know what? Slowly, they did.